Have you ever really stopped to think about the stuff you use every day? You know, the food you eat, the car you drive, even the medicine you might take. How do you know it's safe? How do you know it's good? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible system that acts as a guardian for all those products. We're diving into the world of SAP Quality Management. So let's start with something simple. Imagine you're baking a cake. Easy enough, right? You check the eggs, you make sure the flour is fresh, maybe you taste a little bit of the batter. But what if that cake was actually a life-saving medicine? And what if you had to make 1,000,000 of them and every single one had to be absolutely perfect? How on earth do companies manage that kind of quality on a massive, massive scale? Well, for a ton of the world's biggest companies, this is the answer: SAP Quality Management, or QM for short. The best way to think about it is like the central nervous system for quality inside a company. It's this powerful software that plugs into every single part of the supply chain, from the moment raw materials show up at the door to the second a finished product gets shipped out. It's always there, making sure quality is the top priority. Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of how it all works, let's take a step back and talk about the why. Why is a system like this so absolutely crucial for businesses today? You know, when you look at these goals, you realize this is about so much more than just catching a few mistakes. This is about making sure you're compliant with super strict regulations, like from the FDA or ISO. It's about saving a ton of money by not having to scrap bad products or deal with angry customers. It even keeps an eye on your suppliers to see who's delivering the goods and who isn't. Really, it's all about aiming for total excellence in everything they do. To really get a feel for how this works in practice, let's follow the journey of just one single component. Let's picture a pharmaceutical company, and a truck just pulled up to their warehouse with a batch of a critical raw chemical. What happens next? The second that ingredient gets scanned at the receiving dock, the QM system just springs into action. It automatically creates something called an inspection lot. Think of it like a digital stop sign. The material is immediately put on hold, quarantined, so it can be tested. Lab techs do their thing, they enter the results right into SAP, and then we get to the moment of truth, the usage decision. And this is a huge fork in the road. It's a simple go or no go. If that ingredient is perfect, it gets released and can be sent to the factory. If it's not, it's blocked. It cannot be used, period. And here's the cool part. This decision is automatically tied to the supplier's record. So good batches boost their score, bad batches hurt it. It's like a real-time quality report card for every company they work with. All right, so our ingredient made the cut. It's approved, but the job's not done yet, not by a long shot. Now we follow it onto the factory floor, where the quality checks are just getting started. See, quality isn't just a gate you pass through at the beginning. It's woven into every step of actually making the product. The QM system will trigger inspections at critical points in production. It makes sure machines are calibrated correctly, that mixtures are right, and if anything at all looks off, it gets flagged right then and there. This allows the team to fix a tiny hiccup before it explodes into a massive problem. But what if something does go wrong? I mean, it happens. That's where quality notifications come in. Think of these as a formal case file for any problem. If a supplier sends bad material, that's a Q3. If a machine breaks down mid-production, that's a Q2. And if a customer calls with an issue after the product is already out there, that's a Q1. This system documents everything so the company can investigate the root cause and make sure it never, ever happens again. Okay, we've made it. The product is finished, it's packaged, it's sitting on the dock, ready to go. But wait, it's not going anywhere just yet. There's one last critical hurdle to clear. This final inspection is the ultimate gatekeeper. It is the absolute last line of defense, and it protects both the customer who's about to receive the product and the company's reputation, which they've worked so hard to build. It's that final seal of approval before it heads out into the world. And here's the real magic. To prove to the customer that every single standard has been met, the system can generate an official quality certificate with just one click. All of that testing, all of that data, all those checks, just boom, distilled into one simple, powerful document. It's pretty incredible. So we followed this one little ingredient all the way from the warehouse to a finished product. But what does all of this really mean for the big picture? What's the real-world impact of having a system this powerful? Well, the ripple effects are huge. It's not just about making a good product that people can trust, although that's a big part of it. It's about building this entire ecosystem of quality. That means working with the best suppliers because you hold them to high standards. It means creating safer workplaces for your employees. And of course, it means when you, the customer, buy something, you know it's not just good, it's safe and compliant. And all of that together, that's what builds the kind of customer loyalty that great companies are made of. You know, there's a quote that just perfectly sums this all up. SAP QM ensures that defects don't reach customers and quality becomes a competitive advantage. And that's really the key takeaway here. This isn't just about playing defense and avoiding mistakes. It's about playing offense. It's about turning quality into your biggest strength. So here's a little something to think about. The next time you grab a carton of milk from the fridge or get into your car or use pretty much anything, take just a second and ask yourself, what invisible, complex system was working behind the scenes every step of the way just to make sure this was perfect? Chances are it was something a lot like this.